Welcome, everyone. So glad to be here. Please help me welcome Craig Haley and Peterson for our opening song this evening.
Live music at a church. Woohoo!
Woohoo! All together.
It's like it's been forever, huh?
Yes.
Kind of has been.
It's so good to see you.
Well, Mr. Peterson and I are very grateful to be here. We're very thankful for you guys having us here today. We always enjoy coming out to beautiful Sun Lakes. This house close to our house. I feel the presence of a love in this place. Feel the joy and the misery. Well, I feel happy and I feel great 'cause I feel love in this place. I feel the presence of peace in this space. Feel the calm and the serenity. I feel the magic and I feel so safe 'cause I feel peace in this place. Said of all the places, you know, that we could choose to be, we choose to be here together today. And all the wonders, you know, that we will hear and see, we'll do it together with Reverend Jeanne. I feel the presence of God in this space. I feel the wonder and the majesty. I feel the warmth and I feel God's grace 'cause I feel love. I feel peace and I feel God in this place, in this place, in this place.
Okay, thank you guys for being here for us today. Really appreciate your music
Thank you.
and your professionalism. And this morning we're going to have an opening prayer with Reverend Tony Corrigan. And so as Tony's coming on up, I do want to make sure we extend a happy Father's Day to all of our fathers here today. We have beautiful fathers here today. It's not too often I have to lower a microphone.
Well, I can hold it.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is just amazing, just amazing. So let's just close our eyes and join in this joyful, wonderful, holy presence. We can breathe again, deeply, easily. We can love. We've been loving from a distance, but we can love up close. We can hold hands. We can hug if we choose. And we are so grateful. So very, very grateful. for the wisdom and the understanding and the lessons that we've had during this pandemic, for our church leadership that has kept our church activities going, for Reverend Jeanne, who has single-handedly taken charge of every single Sunday message, for our board, for Betty Gardner and Stephanie, who have planned some opportunities for us to be together. Truly, we are a community of harmony, joy, and love. And so this morning, as we celebrate our community, we come with open hearts, with open minds, knowing that we will be given exactly the right message for us today. Each one of us, exactly the right message. There is one mind, and that is God's mind, and we are united in that mind. And so we look forward to this wonderful, wonderful service this morning. And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you, God.
And on that note, let's greet each other. If you are, you could give a handshake, a hug, or a namaste. Whatever you want.
No, I think I met
Firehouse bell. You get it? Where's the cow?
I got you.
You're not putting it first, just don't want you to trip. Just don't want you to fall.
No, I don't want you either.
I have a Father's Day story.
Does that cowbell mean we all have herd immunity now?
Oh,
I like that.
I have a sweet father-son story to tell. Jonathan's mother died when he was very young, and his father brought him up, and they shared a very special relationship. Jonathan, being small at size at first, wasn't allowed to play on a team that he tried out for. Nevertheless, he continued with his practice with full determination. Everyone thought that Jonathan would never be able to make it onto the team, though somehow his determination and persistence carried him through. The coach, seeing his diligence and dedication, decided to put him on the roster, and his father never missed a game. Jonathan went on to college, and because of his faithfulness and his practice, he made the team. One day during practice, the coach met him and handed him a telegram. Jonathan was shocked to read the telegram. Swallowing hard, he mumbled to his coach, "My father died this morning. Will it be all right if I miss practice?" The coach gently put his arm around his shoulder, and he said, "Take the rest of the week off, and I do not expect you to come to the game on Sunday." On the day of the game, Jonathan's college team was losing badly to the rival team. The coach and the players had all lost hope when they saw Jonathan coming. Jonathan ran up to the coach and pleaded him to allow him to play. At first, the coach was hesitant and wouldn't allow him to play. However, after a lot of persuasion, the coach motioned for him to go in. As soon as Jonathan joined the team on the field, their scores started to improve. And before long, the game was tied. However, the real cheer came when the crucial closing seconds, when Jonathan intercepted a pass and ran all the way for the winning touchdown. His team members were ecstatic The crowd came running towards him to celebrate the win. After the match, the coach went up to Jonathan, who was seated all alone in the corner of the locker room in deep thought. The coach sat down next to him and said, "Kid, I can't believe it. You were fantastic. Tell me, what got into you? How did you do it?" Jonathan looked at the coach with tears in his eyes and said, "Well, you knew my dad died. But you did not know that my dad was blind." The young man swallowed hard and forced a smile. Dad came to all my games. But today was the first time he could see me play. And I wanted to show him I could do it. I strive to make my papa proud of me every day. It's very important to me. So we bless all of you fathers and all of you who have played a role as father in someone's life. May you know that you have made a significant difference. May you know that you are loved and appreciated. And no matter what kind of experience you have had with your father, know that it all ends in love. Our daily word this morning will be by Lois Below.
Good morning. I know this is a day of celebration, but I think for us, the biggest celebration is that we're all here together. Our family is united again. It's been a long, long year.
Yeah.
So, well, as Jeanne said, we are celebrating fathers today, and that's what the daily word is about, father's love. I give thanks for my father and all expressions of fatherly love. I treasure my childhood memories of feeling safe when my father or a father figure in my life was nearby. I remember my father's encouragement as I was learning to ride a bike, as we explored the wonders of nature together, and as he taught me to use money wisely. Even when I made useful mistakes, my father's sometimes stern, always wise judgment helped me to find a way back to my right path. I give thanks for both the sacred human and the unfolding expression of God within my father and everyone who has blessed me with fatherly love. Today I pray for my father and for all fathers, affirming for each of them growing wisdom, understanding, and willingness to nurture others with a father's encouraging love. As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Abide in my love. John 15:9. And think about your father, whether they're here in person or elsewhere today. Blessings.
Thank you, Lois. And now, as we prepare for meditation, Craig and Peterson will lead us with another song. And then Maria Blanding will come up, Reverend Maria Blanding, for our meditation today.
I can pick it up.
That's how you keep ministers on task. I'm sorry, Jeanne.
It's all right.
That was pretty funny. It's just a little meditative piece that I wrote. God is peace, I am peace, all is peace, I claim peace, I give thanks, I release, amen.
I am peace, all is peace. I claim peace. I give thanks. I release. Amen. God is peace. I am peace. All is peace. I claim peace. I give thanks. And I release. Amen. God is peace. I am peace. All is peace. I claim peace. I give thanks. I release. Amen. God is peace. I am peace. All is peace. I claim peace. I give thanks. I release. I give thanks. And I release. I give thanks. And I release. Amen.
So we take this time right now, this morning, to just come totally present, to be here, and to let everything outside of being here to just drift away this morning. To allow yourself to bring in that peace, that love, that incredible joy that is all God. And so we just take one big deep breath this morning and breathe it in. Breathe in that life that is God. Let it out. And then breathe in one more big breath. And just allow yourself to realize what that is. That is God within you. God working through you. God, one with you. So as we begin this entrance into a new world, after a year or more of separation, we find ourselves bringing ourselves back into unity. And now is the time that we begin to truly trust in God. As we move forward through this time, each one of us needs to decide their path and their way at this time. But one thing that I know is that God is all there is. So just take a moment now to just realize what that is. God is all there is. And how can we not but move forward in complete faith and trust as we know that that God that surrounds us and indwells us is always with us, guiding us and leading us wherever we need to go. So just take that time right now to breathe in that life of God and to breathe it out. And take a moment to understand that this is an opportunity for us to embrace life again, to embrace all that that life means to us. So take a moment now in silence and just think about that for a moment, that beautiful peace that indwells us, that protects us. And now, begin to come back here, but bring with you that breath, that life of God, and know that that presence is always with you, guiding you, protecting you, and loving you. So come back now and open your eyes and know that all is well.
Hi again. So I asked Reverend Jeanne what her topic was about, and what stood out for me about what it was about was magic. I think it's kind of magical that we're all back here together today, and this song that I wrote a while ago is kind of about magic. It's about the magic of this community and about the magic of Spirit. I'm standing here in the sacred space, wonder what my life might be if I had never come into this space. I'm standing here, well, it's in the light. You know that it feels so right to be here with you today. I never thought the life I sought would ever turn out this way, and I never dreamed I'd be redeemed by singing my truth this way. But I've been set free, I finally see the blessings of community. There was a day when God seemed so far away, but I came to realize I had a say, 'cause there is no space between me and God's grace. The distance, my confusion, and illusion I've erased. This house of God with love we fill. There's not a seat that goes unfilled. Just step inside this holy place. The love of God fills every space. Now I finally know how it can be to live in peace and harmony. Spirit, let me hear its voice and presence clear. Well, inside this hall, inside these walls, feel God's love, well, I feel God's call. On this rock, this church will stand, this hollow place within God's hands. Upon this house that love is built, I claim my joy, release my guilt. There's nowhere without for God's will. The walls are strong and the veil's thin. You know I've come to know and trust in this, that wherever
that wherever I am, wherever I am, God is.
Thank you. I don't know why I'm all verklempt today, but everything is waterworks and we have no Kleenex in the house. Thank you, Maria.
I'd offer you my hanky, but I don't think
No.
you want it.
I have tissues. No. So yes, we're talking about magic this month. I've been having some deep spiritual fun with this month's theme, which is called, which is creating a life of magic. Big magic. Using brilliance in Elizabeth Gilbert's book called Big Magic, Creative Living Beyond Fear, to explore the attitudes, the approaches, and the habits needed to uncover our hidden treasures, all of which are to lead all to our most creative, magical lives, the lives God intended to live as us. Ernest Holmes in Thoughts Are Things wrote, "You live because life lives in you. You move because there is a universal energy flowing in you. You think because there is an infinite intelligence thinking through you. You exist because the divine spirit has sought to individualize itself in you, as you. This is why you are called the temple of the living God. There is a divine spark at the center of your being. That you need to recognize this. You need to believe it and act upon that belief. And this is what we're exploring this month. So how to act upon the knowing of who we are. So for those of you who haven't heard the first two talks of the month, I'll have a little bit of review. We first had defined creative living as a life that is driven more strongly by curiosity than by fear. And B, a life in which you bring forth from you that which brings you joy and fulfillment, which in turn then blesses the world. We have said that every one of us, and there is no exceptions to this rule, has hidden treasures within us. And when we uncover them, we will bring forth that which brings us joy and fulfillment, which in turn blesses the world. And we have looked at the one thing, the one very boring thing that holds us back from discovering these hidden treasures. And living a life of joy and fulfillment and blessing the world, which is fear. And we have embraced the idea of being enchanted by our own inspiration, realizing that ideas, well, we could call them dreams, are unformed energy floating around with one desire. And that is to be made manifest. In order to do that, they need one human conduit. And we talked about how they land on us when they think that they have found a receptive vehicle. We then have a choice to either become enchanted with the inspiration that they bring and move forward or not. It's our choice. So let's say that we are enchanted by the inspiration that an idea gives us. There's one viewpoint that will stop forward movement and one that completely supports it. And that is what we're going to explore today. The first one is permission. The one that will stop forward movement is thinking that we need permission. Not necessarily a conscious thing, but lurking in our subconscious is the thought that we might need it. You may think you need this because perhaps your parents were terrified to take any risks of any kind. Maybe your parents were compulsive rule followers, or maybe they were too busy being whatever they were being to ever use their imaginations towards creativity. Maybe they were afraid of what the neighbors would say, so they never gave you permission to be free and to be curious and to explore or to create something. Now, you're long since out of that environment, though. But lingering deep within you could be this belief that perhaps you need permission and you don't have it. Well, you don't need it. And if you really think you do, then I'm going to give it to you right now. I'm going to use my magic wand. So you hereby have permission to be curious, to explore and to create freely and with wild abandon, with no end in mind, other than to bring you joy and fulfillment. Look out! So let's turn that into a personal declaration. So repeat after me. I hereby have permission.
I hereby have permission
to be curious.
to be curious,
To explore.
to explore,
And to create.
and to create
Freely, with wild abandon.
freely with wild abandon,
With no end in mind.
with no end in mind,
Other than to bring joy and fulfillment.
other than to bring joy and fulfillment.
Yes. So Gilbert invites us all to, and I quote, possess a fierce sense of personal entitlement, which I hope you will learn to cultivate. I know that this word has negative connotations, but let's appropriate it here and put it to good use. Because you will never be able to create anything interesting out of your life if you don't believe that you are entitled to at least try. Creative entitlement doesn't mean behaving like a princess or acting as though the world owes you something. No, creative entitlement simply means believing that you are allowed to be here. And that merely by being here, you are allowed to have a voice and a vision of your own. The poet David White calls this sense of creative entitlement the arrogance of belonging. You will never be able to take any creative risks whatsoever without it. You'll never push yourself out of the suffocating insulation of personal safety and into the frontiers of the beautiful and unexpected. You know, when Barb and I started singing at Unity, we were so out of our element because we had been singing in the Catholic Church forever and our music wasn't going to work here in Unity. And so we had an extremely steep learning curve. But yet we knew that we could write music And so we just asked, well, what are you going to talk about on Sunday? And the next thing you know, we just kept creating and creating. But it was because we gave ourselves permission. And it didn't happen overnight. It took a while. But thankfully, we gave ourselves enough permission to say, we can do this. And it helps to have a buddy. But we believed in our ability. And after a few months, our dreams became a reality. And we sang every Sunday at Unity Mesa for, I think, 2 years, 3. And then we started hopping around. But it flowed. Melissa Gilbert suggests that there's a second quality that completely supports us in living the creative life: persistence. There once was a farmer who owned an old mule. The mule fell into the farmer's well. The farmer heard the mule braying, or whatever mules do when they fall into a well. After carefully assessing the situation, the farmer sympathized with the mule, but decided that neither the mule or the well was worth saving. Instead, he called his neighbors together and told them what had happened, and enlisted them to help him haul dirt to bury the old mule in the well and put him out of his misery. Initially, the old mule was hysterical, but as the farmer and his neighbors continued shoveling and the dirt hit his back, a thought struck him. It suddenly dawned on him that every time a load of dirt landed on his back, he should shake it off and step up.
Find harmony in the world today. Yes, I think back to those things I've read from noble kings and roommates, friends, all those ancient masters, they knew how to pray. Say from deep within my heart it swells, I know that feeling very well. It's love without limits, that's for me. On my quest I searched high and low, but I found the truth lives inside. You know it's love without limits, that's my key. See, it didn't matter if I was right or wrong, up or down, weak or strong, black or white, imprisoned or living free. You see, I prove the matter, put it to a test, 'cause the lock lives deep within my chest. But I choose to love in truth and integrity. Say from deep within my heart just swells, I know that feeling very well. It's love without limits, that's for me. On my quest I searched high and low, but I found the truth lives right here. You know it's love without limits, that's my key. Says love, limitless love, love. Limitless love, was love, whoa. Limitless love. So let's pass this key around, my friends, to all our planet citizens. Won't you find a life that's yearning to be free? Once you open up your mind to this, your soul receives a spiritual kiss. I fall in say from deep within my heart it swells. I know that feeling very well. It's love without limits, that's for me. On my quest I searched the high and low, but I found the truth lives right here. You know it's love without limits, that's my key. That's my key. That's the key.
Here at Unity Church of Sun Lakes, we are dedicated to transforming lives by teaching the truths taught by Jesus Christ and other spiritual masters. It is our vision that all people are free to live their divine potential. And I encourage you to tithe off of that vision and that dream. Also, tithing is a program. It's not just for the church. It's for you. It's for you. So if things are not going fantastically well in your life, look at your tithing and test it. I encourage you. God is here for us. And tithing is a way of saying, I put all my faith and all my intention in you, God, and watch it happen. It's amazing. So let's take our gifts in our hands and say our affirmation together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. And we'll sing, I am so blessed.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. You are so blessed. You are so blessed. You are so grateful for all that you give. You are so blessed. You are so blessed. You are so grateful. You are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful for all that we have. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful. We are so blessed.
We bless the givers and the receivers of these gifts and know they are an inexhaustible substance of the universe. Thank you. And we know that 10 times as much is now on its way to us in perfect and divine order. So, our announcements. We do have a board meeting today, immediately after the service, after we say our goodbyes and whatever will be made in here. Today, in every board meeting we have every month, we determine who to tithe our offerings to. We do tithe 10% to our community, so if you have ideas of where you want things to be tithed to, please let us know, and know that we will be doing that today. We did last month tithe, we always tithe $25 to Silent Unity, and we tithe $100 to Unity Worldwide Ministries every month, and then whatever remaining balance we have, we tithe to our community. So last month we tithe $135 to the United Food Bank and $135 to Matthew's Crossing. Yes. Thank you for your gifts. They definitely are making a difference in our community as well. And also, they did send 3 benefactors sent letters, and they always do every month, thanking us, how it makes a difference and putting them in our minds. So they're very appreciative. Any other announcements? Julia. You were first.
I want to thank everybody that joins the prayer group because it's been awesome every Wednesday. I will be here for the next couple weeks and I'll pick Zona up, but I won't be here probably through the rest of the month of July. So if anybody can step up and help her get to church, that would be great. Another thing is counting money and taking that to our bookkeeper. I may need some help doing that, so if anybody can volunteer their services, that'd be wonderful. Come and see me. Thank you.
All right. And thank you, Julia, for all your work with the prayer group. It's greatly appreciated. And
I enjoyed it.
yes.
I want to know where those beautiful flowers came from.
Oh, I bought those at Safeway.
I thought maybe Virginia had grown. She's always donating beautiful flowers.
Yeah, since I've been doing services at home, I've decided I really love having flowers at every service. So it's a habit, so I decided to bring them. But if anyone else would like to do that too, because it's great joy buying flowers for a community. It really is. So I don't want to hog it if anyone else wants to do it. Betty.
Wires up here.
I know, sorry.
I just wanted to say on behalf of all of you who have been supporting the Explorers Group, that it's really been wonderful to have your company and your fellowship. And we have, Stephanie has made this wonderful survey, and I have pencils, and we would like to ask you for your advice as to where you think we need to go from here as far as Explorer trips are concerned. We had a wonderful brunch last Friday over in the dining hall of Phase 1, and everybody seemed to have a good time. The food was good. We had almost a fourth of the restaurant to ourselves.
Wow.
So since it is so hot these days, we're thinking that maybe just getting together over there where it's nice and cool and having food and fellowship might be good. So anyway, on this survey that Stephanie is passing out, just write down whatever you think would be interesting to you, and we will collect those at the end of the service and hopefully plan some good things. Who needs a pencil?
I know there are a lot of wires.
Jeanne,
Yes.
I do have something to say.
Yes.
Shirley repainted our sign,
Anybody else need a pencil?
and I did bring it this morning, and I hope someone takes ownership of it.
I'll take it.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
very good.
It's
It was
beautiful.
getting a little ratty,
Aw, that's
and
so good.
Shirley had it done, and of course, we haven't needed it until this morning.
Well, thank you both. That's so sweet. Thank you very much. Okay, let's close then with our prayer for protection. If we could stand. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you, God. And now Craig and Peterson will close us out.
Good job. Okay, I'm not going to bother with switching the microphones. I'll just be loud. This is a call and response song, and you might remember this. I think I've done it here before. So I sing a verse to you, and you sing it back to me. Okay? So let's try. See how it goes.